Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us once again for your Discipline Therapy Thursdays. This is your two hosts for the Discipline Therapy podcast, Suhey Sotomayor, and with me always, Mr. EL Discipline. Also, a reminder if you like the content, like, share, comment, subscribe, most importantly. Um, and if you want to be part of the show, you can DM us on our Instagram, you hear me? Instagram profiles, or you can hit up the business email, which is SSOTOMAYORO307 at gmail.com. Or you can go on our website, www.thedisciplinetherapypodcast.com, and you can request to be on the show there as well. All right, Mr. Yield Discipline still getting ready. And what I can hear you. Oh, there you go.
Check, check, check.
There we go.
Here we go. Check, check, check. All right. Okay.
I'm also going to, you know what we do? I'm going to ring the tuning fork just to clear the energy.
All right. All right. All right. Oh man, this is the one before the season finale, right?
Yes.
You want some? Just psych.
Dang! Are you going to cut that part out?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't want to be mean. Go ahead.
No, I don't trust you now.
Go ahead.
No, thank you.
Go ahead.
No, I'm fine.
Go ahead.
No, because I can see your smile starting to.
Go ahead. Psych.
No,
Got tricked again. You must be a fiend for weed.
No, but you know what we do have fiends of?
For the show?
Yeah.
We know y'all fiends, and what that means is we have a dose of discipline therapy where everything is completely free. See, if you subscribe, there's no monthly fee. It's free. It's judgment-free, sucker-free, censor-free, sensitive-free, and plenty of liberty. God and the ancient ancestors are great, and that means everything else is straight. So go grab your wine, popcorn, or my favorite roll of blunt, or, some cannabis oil.
Stingy.
I do it all. Oil,
do it
weed, flour. But go grab your wine or popcorn or roll a blunt. But the main thing is make sure the children are in bed because we have that soul food conversation. Prepare your mind to be fed. Light one up, inhale life, and exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast. We're here.
All right, so we have today's episode, Season 7, Episode 79, Good Girls, Dirty Minds, Chapter 25, in the Seduction of Discipline. And that chapter is The Innocent Face. And you know what we have today? We have a guest caller. Guest caller, are you on the line?
I'm on the line.
Hey, all right. So did you hear what the topic is?
Good girls,
Dirty Minds.
Dirty Minds?
That's right. Now, you can either state your name or remain anonymous.
I'm going to remain anonymous.
All right, you crazy woman. You sound like you're a crazy woman.
Not too crazy.
Okay.
All right.
So, do you consider yourself a good girl?
I do. I consider myself a good girl.
Why? What are the traits? Why do you consider that? Most women, when I've talked to... Go ahead.
Go ahead, finish.
Most women, when I've talked to them, they say they're good girls because they don't want to say the other thing. Like, I'm not a good girl or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to be seen in a different light. Most women are like that. They care about what people think. They're emotion driven.
So what makes you a good girl in your mind?
Well, what I consider to be a good girl, it's not just sexual. It's just living the way you're living your life a certain way, which would be for me being a good person, doing the right thing, being loyal, being honest.
Morals and values.
Yeah, when it comes like from in my situation, I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I don't hide. People know if you know me, even if you don't know me, and I meet you, I'm honest. I'll tell you about my life, about most of the things in my life.
All right.
Sexual, personal. I'm an open book.
All right. So, do you feel like good girls are more adventurous or freaky, and why?
Do I think good
let's
girls are more
let's
adventurous
let's
or
make this
freaky?
subjective. Sorry.
Yes.
Let's make this subjective because we're talking about you. We want to just get your perspective because you think you're a good girl. You don't have to talk about other good girls, or specifically for you.
Yeah.
Are you attracted to mysterious and danger?
Oh,
Does
you're breaking up.
does mis-
Uh,
does mysterious and danger intrigue you?
Danger does not intrigue me. Mysterious, yes.
she was saying not danger.
If I have a feeling there's gonna be danger, I'm running the other way.
So
No,
they're
thank you.
so they're
No,
not
thank you.
so they're not synonymous.
No, you could put yourself in a dangerous situation. Where where you could get hurt, killed. Mysterious. You can gauge that. The little mystery is okay, but if it crosses the line into dangerous, territory, then that's not for me. Or
Okay.
I think that a good girl would have usually really thinks about
Think
what they're
like
gonna put themselves into situation.
things through. Why can't I talk today? Is that what you mean? Like good girls think things through?
I think good girls think things through.
That's a hard
They
phrase
weigh
to say,
the
right?
I think that they weigh the pros and the cons, and they really think about their action. What action to take when faced with a dangerous situation or a mysterious situation.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question since you're a good girl. Do you have a dirty mind? Don't
Uh,
lie. You're under
I
oath. No, you're not under oath.
I don't think I have a dirty mind. Maybe when I was younger, not right now. I think do good girls have dirty minds? Sure. There's nothing wrong with having a dirty mind.
Let me ask you a question.
Oh shoot. You hear how
Oh
he
God,
just dropped that?
Does my
I'm
voice
scared.
turn you on?
Don't forget, I'm a good girl.
Does my voice turn you on?
Excuse me? I
Does
didn't hear
my
you.
voice turn you on?
Yes, well, it doesn't turn me on. I think it's sexy.
So you
I
have
don't
a
I
dirty mind then?
Why? Because I think that your voice is sexy?
Yes.
He's really
I
laying it
think
on thick right now
no, it's
too.
not true. I could think somebody is sexy and not be turned on.
You must be
I
an
don't
attorney.
She should have
You're
been.
doing
She sounds it.
gymnastics
She sounds it.
around the questions.
Wait a second. Do you like to? Are you a reader? Like, do you read books?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I like the books with the sex scenes in it.
So okay. So when you're reading one of those, do you get like, oh my god, like you have to put the book down and like
Yes.
fan yourself? All right. So then you
Yes.
do kind of have a dirty mind,
Yeah.
a dirty imagination, because books don't have pictures unless I don't know what kind of books you're reading, but
No, I don't. Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, okay. Yes, when I read books, the books that I read have sex scenes in it, and I have to shut the book and say, oh my goodness.
If I
mm-hmm.
came out
All
with
right,
audio books, would you buy them?
I'd buy them.
Yes, I would buy them.
You have a dirty mind. All right.
There you go. Now he brought it back to normal.
Okay. So
But I'm gonna tell you another thing. Some of these books that I read is like every other page has some type of freaking sex scene, and then I get like enough is enough. And I'll
Right.
skip it
Like
to
throw
get to the
something
good
else
part.
in there. Right.
Yeah.
All right. So she's a classy freaky good girl.
So okay, you can nah, I don't want you to plead the fifth. I want you to
To
talk
be
about this.
honest. Oh
Are
shoot.
you we're gonna scroll all
Okay.
the way.
Okay.
Are you into dirty or shit talking with your partner, or words that, because some words are like a trigger, they're
Wait.
off limits and hard limits.
But just have her answer in steps.
Okay. So are you a dirty talker or a
Or
shit
would you
talker?
like that if you haven't tried that out? Is that something that interests you?
Dirty talking. Yeah, I guess yes.
Mm?
Not a lot, but yeah, I guess so.
Oh shoot! Look at this good girl gone bad. Are there
I
any
told you.
words? Are there any words that trigger you or would be off limits, like from the start?
Yeah, I don't like if my partner is bringing up other girls. Like, oh, imagine if this other girl is here with us. I don't like that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Oh, so you wouldn't be inclined to like no threesomes or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
But he can say, "Come here, bitch," or "Let me slap that ass, hoe," or something like that. Can he speak like that?
Yeah, he
All
can speak
right,
like that.
all right.
Good girl, dirty
You
mind.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Ew.
we getting into it.
What about the phrase "good girl" or "good woman in the streets," but a slut and a freak for him in the sheets?
I think that that's a fair thing to say. Yeah, a lot of good girls are, um, you know,
So
I
we're
guess
gonna have to ask this.
they.
You, lady in the streets, how freaky do you get in bed though?
I'm gonna be totally honest. I don't get freaky at all. The freak has left the room in
she,
this situation over here.
she said, "Deuce, I'm out."
Yeah. Guess it has to do with the
But
man.
I'm a special case. I'm not, I guess, one of your normal good girl type.
You're a
Mm.
good girl through and through with just like a splash of naughty to you.
Maybe.
You're like a selective freak. Would that be
I'm a
fair?
selective freak. Um.
She's like, no.
I don't think I'm at this point in my life. I'm 49. I'm gonna be 49, and like I said, I'm a special case because I'm not a freak at all, and I'm not
She's like,
sexual at all at this
okay,
point. So that's what I'm trying to say.
got you. So do you think good girls get like a bad rap or like a stigma of being boring to men? Which is why.
Yeah, I think so.
So do you think that that's why men don't like if they have if they walk into a bar, that sounds like the beginning of a joke, but if they walk into a bar and they see, like let's say a good girl with glasses, a sweater, a pencil skirt, and then they see a girl that's dressed a little bit more revealing, do you feel like men will automatically go with the one that's dressed more revealing than the one that looks like a good girl?
Well, I think that is true. Guys will probably go with the girl that's dressed more revealing, that they seem to think that might be easier, which is not the case. That might not even be true. Just
Mm.
because a girl dresses a little more revealing doesn't mean she's the one
She's
who's
easy
gonna,
either, right? That's true
yeah.
too.
It might be the girl with the glasses and the sweater on.
Right.
So we had this question, it's not in the bullets, but we had this question in episode 75, loyalty versus faithful. We asked the guest callers, do you believe that men lust after the women that Suhei was just talking about, revealing too much, even like aggressively speaking about their sexual talents and what they would do, revealing too much? Do you think men lust after them and then but they marry the good girls, the traditional women?
Well, when you see like movies, like those good fella movies where
Hmm.
the guy's married to the good girl and then the mistress is the slut.
Yeah,
I think that I think that
that's the norm.
it could be true if possible that they want their wife to be a certain way in home, but that wouldn't be the type of man that I would choose. I would choose the type of man who doesn't have those stereotypes, that would want his wife to be a certain way out and then a certain way in the house.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay. So, are you the relationship type even when you're single? Well, are you single now?
I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Are you single now?
No, no, I'm not single.
You're in a relationship. Okay. So, and I can't ask you that question. All right. Damn it, but you're not single. The other question is how often do you masturbate? But you don't have to answer that one.
I do it, but not a lot.
She said I do it, just not a lot.
Mm.
All right. And the kinkiest or freakiest thing you've ever done or let be done to you?
The freakiest thing that I let somebody do to me was go in through the no, through the back door, which I'll never do that again.
Back
That
door,
is a
what
big
does that
no for
mean?
me.
You want her to really to say which?
You want me to spell it out?
Back door,
Anal.
what
I
does that
don't
mean?
like it.
Oh, anal, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I don't like it.
I knew what you meant. I just wanted you
I
to say it.
definitely it's gonna. That's the last time.
Dang. All right.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any other questions for the caller?
Do you think that
Oh shoot.
you would be inclined to doing this if your partner was steadfast about doing those things.
Wait, can you repeat the question because you broke up a little bit?
Do you think that you could be inclined to trying some things if your partner was steadfast on certain things he likes?
So would I say yes if my partner was insistent on doing it anally?
Yeah.
Would you think
No,
about it?
I would not. No, I wouldn't.
Even if you loved, respected,
Maybe if I was, it might be a
inebriated,
possibility.
inebriated.
Yes,
Mm,
yes,
She's like,
mm,
maybe.
that's the one.
mm.
Ding, ding, ding. So your husband has to get, or your partner has to get you drunk or high to try this out. Do not let him hear
Yeah.
this podcast then, because he might just try that out.
Yes, yes, yeah. I would have to be inebriated or high or something because that's something
She's
that
like, in my right state of mind, that
it
is
hurts.
not.
It hurts me, and I don't want to be in pain.
Mm.
All
Okay.
right.
All
Well,
right.
thank you so much for being on the show. This was super fun hearing your answers. Hopefully, we'll get you maybe back on the show again.
Well, I had a good time. Thank you for having me,
All right. Great.
and I enjoyed our little conversation.
Me
All
too.
I'll
It
right.
was
come back.
interesting. All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
That was fun.
All right. So, most men are gonna think she's boring. You know.
Well, I mean, she obviously doesn't mind it. She's in a relationship, she said.
Yeah. Me personally, I wouldn't look at her as boring, only because I think she's only. A lot of women don't really know what they want.
Mm.
They might know what they like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to read erotica books specifically. I like a deep voice. I like to be choked. I like these types of men. But they don't really know what I
So,
want this type of relationship. I want this in bed.
right.
And that's something that men get them used to. So that's why I
If they
said,
know themselves.
yeah, I said this is why I said that for her, to me, she's not boring because I think she'll be inclined to doing a lot of things depending on the man. Most men will look at her as boring because men, and I said this in that episode 75, most men are not, they don't have this thug, dominant, maybe gangster or leadership in them to want to even train a woman in whatever capacity.
Right.
That's why they look for the fully loaded Lamborghini,
Yeah. I was about
because
to
they're
say
not
that.
willing to take the car who it looks decent, but it's a less year, it's not a Lamborghini, and transform it into a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Not a lot
Put
of
the
men
parts in.
not a lot of men know how to do this, want to
I
do
agree.
it if they know how, want to do it because it's a lot of patience
Yes.
and skill,
Mhm.
right? And actually like having eye discipline to be like, oh, I see something that others don't do. I look more in depth. A lot of men are not a lot of men are not in depth.
Yeah. No.
So
Just like you said, they want it as is.
yeah.
Fully loaded. Bring it.
Yes.
Right. They like buying an apartment fully furnished. They
Yes.
don't have to put the work in.
So when she said, when I asked, are you attracted to danger or mysterious? She is.
She said not danger. She said mystery,
Well,
yes.
she's looking at it on a myopic lens. That's why she's looking at it specifically. But mysterious can be dangerous. For example, let's say I walk into a room, I have a firm stare, and there's women that are like, it could be a bar. I'm wearing a fitted and whatever it is. She could be talking to her girl. They stop talking about what they're talking. Yo, look who walked in. That not say motherfucker, but that guy is fine. He looks so dangerous and mysterious. Ooh, I'm turned on. You see,
Okay.
so maybe she's looking at it on a sense of this guy clearly a serial killer.
Right. Or he likes to rob banks. Or some shit
Yeah,
like that. Yeah.
you see what I'm
I'm
saying?
not doing that.
But like danger doesn't always have to be bad.
Right. I mean, you could just have that feeling about
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that's true. So, do you feel like good girls are more adventurous or freaky?
No.
You don't think that good girls are more adventurous or freaky? See, I'm gonna
No.
disagree with that because
I think a lot of go
No,
ahead,
no,
and I'm
you
gonna
go.
tell you. I think a lot of good girls have a lot of pent up, repressed desires. They don't act on things because they're worried about friends, they're worried about scrutiny, they're worried about their reputation. So they're not adventurous, but they have adventurous
Minds.
dreams that
Mm.
they want to say, oh my God, I would love to go in the park and get fucked. But will I do it?
Yeah.
And if I have a partner that's boring, you see,
Right.
they have these repressed desires and
Well,
stuff.
I feel that okay, especially when it comes to good girls. And I'm saying this because I feel that there's different
Levels.
stages, right? You know what I mean? Like if you're a good girl and you have been sheltered, you know, your whole life, and there's people that don't explain things to you or aren't there, then of course you're gonna be like that. You know, until you do discover something. But I feel like as they, you know, grow out of it more, I think they do have a little bit more adventurous or freaky because they don't want to have that stigma that goes with being a good girl, being boring or getting overlooked. You know what I mean? Like we've even seen it with musical artists. Rihanna, Good Girls Gone Bad. That album dropped after she had that whole good girl persona coming along, you know what I mean? And then she wanted to change her look. And she got, you know, she came out with that album, Good Girls Gone Bad. So I do feel like they have it, they may not act upon it, but once they start seeing, you know, the reactions that they get from something. I'm only saying this because I consider myself a good girl very early on, and then as I got to be more um comfortable with my friends, my own people, and I saw like if I would to say something, you know, out of character, they'll be like, oh my God. And I learned, oh my God, I like that shock, that shock value. I like seeing things and having people be like, oh shit, that's where did that come from? I think a lot of girls are like that once they get to experience more.
Well, you're right, but technically speaking, you're wrong.
Mm.
And the reason is this bullet is, are good girls more adventurous or freaky? So the thing
Maybe not
is,
off the rip.
the thing is, technically speaking, they aren't. And the way and the reason they will be more adventurous and freaky is based off the man or people that they are associated with.
Yes.
If a good girl is in let's say she has a lot of hoe friends.
Okay.
Right? She'll be inclined to engaging in hoe activity, Olympics. Okay? She'll be inclined to engaging in whole activity.
That's only if she's not strong-minded. Now you have good girls that are and will stand true to
but
that.
let's say also she's a good girl who's loyal to a fault. And this, okay, let's look at the fictional characters I created. Even though it's fictional, could be reality.
Could
and a,
be.
a woman could be have this type of woman in her circle in a city near you. Sophia and Lisa. Sophia's the party girl. I consider her kind of like ho-ish.
No, Lisa.
Sophia's the
wife.
The wife, right? Ride or die, Bonnie to the Clyde.
Has her mind a certain way.
Yes. Now, I don't want to give it away, but in Strong Bonds Never Break, when they go to the club, she does something she wouldn't do because Lisa was with her.
That's true.
Okay, so that's her high school friend, considered family. She allows the kids to call her Tia, right? So she's considered family to Sophia.
Right.
Dom and her don't get along. But that's what I mean. So eventually, those good girls might be inclined to doing that based off the energy they're around because of how energy's infectious. So if she don't have a man, if she has a man who's boring, you will never see that. You see, they're not gonna be adventurous and freaky on their own.
Right.
You see? So technically speaking, no, they aren't. But you're also right how you say, but technically speaking, no.
Right.
Only because a good girl is constantly thinking of possible scrutiny. A good girl's constantly thinking of her reputation. A good girl's constantly thinking of
like her morals.
Yes, her morals and her values. I knew
I
knew a girl back in the day that I consider a good girl. She was like, yo, I was before I met you, I was almost considering showing my clothes and twerking online. And I said, why? Because the guys that I really want don't want me. They want these hoes and shit like that.
Right, yeah.
But
that's another reason why they might do it.
But she said her discipline and stuff like that, she was like, but like I wouldn't look at myself in the mirror anymore. And I'm like, yo, I'm glad you didn't do that because I wouldn't be talking to you. You see, so that's what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
They're constantly thinking like she didn't do that. Not even though she is desperate for a husband in the future and wants a man and she's single, she doesn't want to do that because, like you said, her morals and her character.
Mm-hmm.
This is good girls.
Yeah.
The women on the opposite are no. You
That's
see?
true.
Because they don't care. They don't care about riches. They don't care if they have a child one day, in 5 years, 10 years. They don't care. They don't care what people think. They don't. You see? There's certain things that you shouldn't care what people think about, and
Right.
there's certain things you should.
Right.
And even your own personal
Right. Well, how you think of yourself.
reputation.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I
these
agree.
women that are on the opposite don't give a fuck in the entirety.
Right. But what I'm saying is that some good girls, though, after they learn more about themselves, I feel like they don't go and do crazy, shit like that, but they are more relaxed.
Mm.
That's what I
So they
mean.
have dirty minds.
I think all women have dirty minds. A good girl, bad girl, a
Yeah.
nun, everybody. Women have dirty minds.
Yes, I believe
That's what
women
that's what I think.
women are more perverted than men. Um,
Perverted.
and it starts with the emotions and the mental. That's
Yeah.
why a woman is inclined to reading porn and a man is inclined to watching it.
Mm.
You see? And that's what the dirty minds comes into play.
Mhm.
Chapter 25 in the Seduction of Discipline, the first book, the innocent face.
Mhm.
I speak of that. Like
Mhm.
the good girls, the ones, it might not be verbatim, the ones we love the most. The church on Sunday morning, but fucking nasty and freaky on Friday and Saturday.
Mhm.
So I speak of that in that chapter. But yeah, it's a fact. I agree with you. The women in general, but I think good girls more. Why? Because they can't. They
They
like
can't act upon it.
yes, or they didn't have had a partner to do it. Most women who are on the opposite, they might be more aggressive. They might be maybe on social media hitting. Yo, I've had women
Mhm.
back in 2015 before 50 Shades even came out, and I was doing erotica. Even before then, 2013.
Mm.
Oh my God, you're so crazy. They slide in my DM. Ooh, I can't believe you're doing this online.
Mm.
BDSM, what's that? Ooh, keep doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Or they're sending me titties and ass.
Oh, okay.
You see, these are the ones that aren't good
Mm.
girls. So that's what I'm saying. The good girls are more freakier. The good girls
Yeah.
have so much more
They see things
repressed.
from a distance too.
Yes, they
Yeah.
have so much more repressed desires because they cannot. Imagine a caged animal. You said it earlier. A woman that has been on a domestic environment that was restricted,
Mhm.
maybe not
Sheltered.
verbatim.
Sheltered. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
sheltered, right? So being that she's a caged animal, but her outward appearance you cannot tell.
Right.
Internally, she has a beast,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Because looks can be
Oh
deceiving.
yeah.
So the reality is she's actually more of a freak than the in online hoe.
Mhm.
You see?
Mhm.
Because the online hoe's getting everything out.
And
Whether she's posting it, captions,
right.
memes,
She's doing it. She's putting it
or
out there.
her clothes revealing, twerking.
DMing somebody.
Yes.
Right.
And when you probably get her in bed, she's laying there like a fucking stiff thing. Yo, what happened to all that twerking? I thought she was really good in bed. I've heard some of my friends say that.
I heard that too.
Yo, you doing all that shit, but she can't twerk on the dick. Or
Oh
she's
my
talking about her
God.
sexual talents. She met, I got a big
It's
dick, and
duds. Yeah.
she fucking, oh my God, it's too big. I don't have gag reflexes. But what happened to all that? Your dick skills,
Oh my
sucking
God.
skills. You see?
Right.
So that's why, like, that's another reason why because I've had friends and shit like that say this. That's another reason why I never take anything at face value.
Mhm.
Because I feel like that shit is all for clout. Yo, those women could be shy in public, but they're not
Right.
online.
Which is weird
I'm gonna
because if
give
they're
you
showing their
I'm gonna give you
face.
another example. I've tried to acquire somebody to be a guest caller once on
Okay.
Facebook. She doesn't like take off her clothes and obviously like nipples and twerk and stuff like that. But she shows like cleavage. She was going out with her boyfriend one day, wore a slit dress, right?
Okay.
The way she takes pictures is she's very confident.
Okay.
So yo, come on the show. I want a perspective of you, especially on how you are and what you post and stuff like that. Oh, I would love to do it, but I'm actually camera shy. I would love
Oh.
to do it, but I don't like the way my voice sound. I'm very
I don't like
shy.
how my voice sounds.
You see?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are gangster until it's
the
time to really be a
camera.
gangster.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I've also noticed that with good girls, a lot of them do like to read books, and specifically, like romance novel books. Those romance novel books, because I used to grow up like, this is so boring, but once you read it, there's a lot of sex in there. I was like, no wonder these bitches read this shit.
Yeah.
That's how they get their fill.
Yeah.
No, babe?
A lot of women go through this phase. The things that you hated when you were younger, you love as you're an adult. Naps and spankings, being pulled by your hair, discipline, punishment. You see what I'm saying? So it's like the things that you pouted and cried for, now you crave. You see?
I see that.
Yeah. So it's like these women, they I feel like I said earlier, they have a reputation to uphold. They're never gonna be going wild on social media or discussing sexual behaviors or talents with even friends. Perhaps they could be the boring one in the group. I knew one personally. She used to be like, yo, my girls always tell me about their sexcapades. I always feel like I'm the boring one because I never have any adventures.
Right.
You see?
But that's why I feel like they're more as they. You know that one that you played off of me, the one that I said she could be, raised very sheltered, and then you said that's like a caged animal.
Caged animal, yeah.
Right? Those ones are usually the ones that when they get their freedom, it's like a whole new world.
Yeah.
They might not go crazy because they still have those morals and those beliefs, especially about themselves. Like, I'm still not gonna dress this way, but I'm gonna be more vocal with what I like. You know what I mean?
Posting memes, probably sexual
right,
memes.
but nothing like crazy. Like twerking.
They may not.
Like that.
Yes, they may not actually show themselves, but if you go on their page, you see an array of things. I wonder how this woman looks. You see, they might not show themselves because they still value that privacy.
Right.
However, it could be in their stories or on their page, sexual things.
Yeah, or like even like a saying, a phrase or something.
Yes,
definitely.
Because that might be their outlet.
Yes.
To release that. Because like you were saying, it was repressed.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, this is what I was talking about before. Good girls, dirty mind is a difficult concept to grasp for a lot of people with little minds and no depth in anything, including imagination. Therefore, they could never comprehend how these women really are, or it would scare them. Like I said in shows prior, most men only, I think it was episode 75, Loyalty and Faithful. Most men only believe or can make their judgment based off what they see on the outward appearance.
Yeah, I agree.
Even from behaviors or activities. Like, for example, a woman dressed in a dress down to her ankles, or a woman who goes to church every Sunday, or doesn't curse, or never did anything bad in life. Maybe, like you said, they were sheltered all their life, and was in a domestic environment full of rules and restrictions.
Strict parents.
Yeah. So most women who are saying they're good girls really are hoes and closet prostitutes.
Well, I feel like they don't have to say it because you can see it by how they act, how shy they are. Girls who are very, very shy tend to, like, painfully shy. I was one of those, painfully shy growing up. They really are, because they don't have that confidence in themselves, which is what makes them shy. And if you don't have that confidence, how are you going to put anything out there? How are you going to even walk up to a man and be like, damn, you smell good, or anything for that matter?
And most women who will straight up tell you all their adventures she had and sexual talents or whatever, fun and wild, and like a hoe is lying. They're not really
right. They're not
their
those
things.
things. Yeah.
Like I
Why
said.
do you think that is?
That they do that?
Yeah, like the ones that say,
because it could be an array of things, different things.
Like what?
For example, the woman I said earlier, maybe she's tired of not getting a man, and she really wants.
So, like, lying on the application.
Yeah, she's at a point of her life where she wants it. So a lot of women don't know how to attract men. You see, there's no schools for this. There's school when they teach us how to treat women, but they don't have education, academics on how to treat men, how to treat kings, how to treat gods. They don't have that. So women, a lot more women don't know how to treat men versus men knowing how to treat women. Like we were always raised, don't hit the girl, don't treat her like a queen, hold her hand, protect her, walk on the side of the traffic on the sidewalk. We were always taught those things, but women were never taught how to treat men unless that's in domestic environment.
Yes.
You want to be a wife one day, this is what you got to do. You see?
Yeah.
Parents.
It all starts at home.
From parents, but not society and like the world and with other friends and like you were saying and that. So they don't know. So she might meet a guy who she thinks, I can't believe he's talking to me. This is like I hit the jackpot. It's too good to be true. She don't want to lose him, so she'll say things maybe to attract him. You see?
Yeah, that's true.
You see? I'm probably speaking for somebody out there in a city near you. So
I also think that when women do that, it's like a form of self-protection. You know what I mean? Like I feel if she's kind of like putting out feelers, like how it's almost to like if she's talking to him and it's going well, like you said, I can't believe he's talking to me, and she wants to see how much effort the man is gonna put in to find out, is that really true? Are you really like this? Like to dig deeper. That's what I think also. He's like, no, bitch, that's not it.
I don't know about that.
I only because I used to not with sexually stuff, but like if this obviously way before you can do FaceTime or anything like that. Oh, describe yourself. I would describe complete opposite of what I was. I would say I was shorter. I was, I weighed heavier. I had pimples on my face. I had braces. Short hair or whatever. Just to, like I said, to see. All right, how serious is it?
Yeah, but I don't agree with you because like when you look at good girls, right? These women, they don't believe in lying. They're goody two shoes.
But they're lying about their sexual whatchamacallit though.
Those are not good girls. They're lying about being good girls. We just said that.
Oh,
The ones that are straight up.
Got you.
The ones that are saying they're good girls are just saying that because they don't want to be viewed as a negative light. I don't want this guy to run away. I'm really a hoe. I'm really promiscuous. Talking to mad niggas. I just got gang banged. I did this, I did that. But I don't want to tell him that. So I'll tell him I'm a good girl.
Right. Right. No, you're right, because I said a girl doesn't announce it. She
yes.
Just is, yeah.
So the reality is real good girls,
right,
they have so much self-discipline for themselves. It's not just what you're gonna think about them. Like they don't know how to lie. Almost like they don't know. You see what I'm saying? That's what I mean. I've met women like this. They may curse, but it's not constant. Right. They don't curse like a sailor. They might say dang instead of damn.
Yeah.
They might say fuck one time.
Right.
But you're not gonna
constantly say it and excuse my language.
Yes. Yeah. They might not say it constantly in every sentence.
Right.
This is an example of good girls.
Yeah.
You see? So these women, they don't know how to lie.
To get you. Knows how to lie. Yeah, maybe. I mean, if they really like you, I understand.
And if they do lie, they're so fucking bad at it that a guy who is smart knows she's a fucking liar.
That's true.
And he's gonna call her out. You're telling me you had sex in the church while church was going on and nobody fucking saw you? Like, come on. You're fucking lying, clearly. You're bad at it. A woman who's not a good girl is really good at lying. She can almost convince niggas.
Could be.
You know what I mean? Smart niggas too. She can almost convince them. But a good girl, she might lie, but she's bad at it. So she's probably like, yo, I'm fucking bad at lying. So I might as well just tell the truth. You see? Yeah, this is good girls. So they're not gonna do that really. I know some.
Yeah, no. I know some too.
Yeah, so they're not gonna do that. And when they get in a relationship with you, it hurts them to wanna lie to you. You see what I'm saying? That's good girls. Yeah.
But why would they lie to you after they got with you? If they're not used to it?
I'm just saying they
right, just in case. Okay.
Yeah, but it's gonna like it's gonna hurt them. They're gonna feel a type of way to want to do it. Like, let's say her ex hits her up. She's such a good girl. She's not keeping that to herself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you an example. I had a submissive like this. This wasn't even a rule. This wasn't even a rule of mine. Only rule was you're not allowed to follow other dons, but I don't care about these regular niggas. Follow them. I don't care. If they comment, I don't care. Men are supposed to appreciate your beauty.
Okay.
If you say thank you, that's it. Full-blown conversation, you cheating.
Right.
But I love a man that's looking at my girl, whatever, she's beautiful, right? That's what's supposed to happen. Could follow niggas. No doms, though.
Okay.
Now, this is where I'm getting to. This wasn't the standard. She would screenshot me niggas DMing her. I never said that it was a rule. That's a good girl. Because a lot of women could keep that.
Yeah.
So she's already like, I don't feel good if I'm keeping. That's a good girl. So niggas would DM her and send her to, hey, I'll send you 75K. I live in Dubai. Fuck me.
Dang.
Send me titties. Send me she would screenshot this shit and send me to me. Look at these weirdos. Do you want me to block them, daddy? Do you want me to stop following guys? Good girl. How many women, you see?
Yeah.
The women that are really saying that they're good girls, they're not, because they're not doing this willingly.
Yeah.
You see? A good girl is willingly doing this without even rules.
Right. Without being told to.
Yes. And that's why I say, like, as a dominant, when I find specific women and submissives, these are tests. You see, I study all these things. Is she doing this? Is she gonna tell me about her day without me having to ask? Let me see. Is she gonna ask me, did you eat? How did you wake up this morning? All this, or is she gonna be texting me, yo, you didn't text me all day. You didn't do this. You out with other bitches? You see? What I'm studying, a lot of men aren't or don't know how. So that's why I'm making a determination. Yo, this is a good girl. Good girl is not, because the biggest misconception is, oh, they go to churches. No. A good girl doesn't have to go to church.
No, and just because if people go to church does not make
them or believe in God and stuff like that. Because I know some women that go to church every Sunday who are not.
Amen. I hear that.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying, like I really know the good girl ideologies and personas and idiosyncrasies.
Yeah. I mean, you would know it way better on a male's perspective, obviously way better than me. I just know what I just know what I'm shown. No way. And they could maybe want to keep that appearance for, other girls or whatever as well. So all right, which one do we have next? These types of women?
Yeah.
Okay, these types of women may think what's inside them is bad. It's evil. And that is what keeps them in line from wilding out. The way that they view themselves in the mirror would change if they were to be what's inside their heads outside for the public to see. I agree with that, but I also think that what's inside them can be from trauma. You know what I mean?
Making them shy and shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, let's say they were not like penetration, but like sexually abused, maybe touched or whatever at a young age. I feel like that can make them withdraw into themselves, and now they're super shy and good because they think that it's bad. Those thoughts that are now popping up it could pop up later in life for all they know, and now it's popping up years later. Now they're thinking there's something wrong with me. I'm broken now.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay. I believe that women in general are born pure.
Oh, that's so nice.
Women and children are innocent.
Huh.
They're born pure. Now, we've all heard this expression, good girls gone bad. So this is what I'm getting to. As you get older, these entities, these energies, these friends, these social constructs, these social medias, these social conditioning, society is what makes women turn bad.
Yeah.
You see?
I agree with that.
So it's like, that's what I mean. So it's like, think about it. Like, I'm not going to say men are born good because, like, I know me, when I was in high school, I was chasing chicks, slapping asses at 11, touching titties. You see what I'm saying? You smoking weed, lost my virginity at 15. Like, I was doing all that stuff. But back in my era, women weren't. women are wild now because there's so much empowerment. They make
Mm.
money. They make a lot of money.
Yeah.
So they feel like that correlates with power, and they start doing an array of things
Yeah.
that may be
That could
seen
be true.
as liberation, but it's hoish.
Right. I mean, I think too much of anything can be bad. So too much liberation, too much money can, especially when your mindset is not 100% where it should be. It could be
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. So, like I always believe, women are born pure and innocent. It's
Mm.
these things that influence them that make them change. Could be a breakup.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck niggas now. I'ma
Yeah.
just fucking sleep with who I want and lie because
Mm-hmm.
they be doing me dirty all the time. So I'm
Exactly.
gonna fuck 2 niggas and talk to one. But the one that I'm talking to, I'm not gonna tell him that I'm with other people.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it could be an array of things that make them that way, but women are born pure and innocent.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
I
They're
agree
born
with that.
good.
I agree.
But all like yeah. So do I believe women are into dirty or shit talking? Yes.
I agree with maybe not
Be,
all women.
or I believe all women.
Oh, really?
Yes, because you're contradicting yourself. Earlier you said you believe all women have dirty minds.
Yeah, but not all women like to verbalize, like talk. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
it doesn't necessarily have to be them. They could be with a guy like
Oh, that
me.
does talk. Yeah,
Yes, I'm
yeah.
a talker
Yeah,
in that environment.
Mhm.
So she, like I said earlier, women know what they want, but they don't know what the
How
women
to
know what
ask
they
for it.
like, but they don't know what they want.
Oh, okay.
So when she gets with a man like me, she could always say, "You know what?" And it could be aftercare after the sexual activity or impact play. And we're having conversation. You know, I always wanted to tell you this. What? Tell me. Yo, all the things that you said and did and all this crazy shit that we did upside down on the floor in the music theater, you driving on the highway, I'm sucking your dick. I always had dreams to do that, but I never met the right man. I love shit talking. I'm just shy to do it. But if I got somebody that's willing to do it, I'll follow their lead like a dancer. I dance too. So it's like a woman may not know how to dance, but it's like, baby, don't worry, follow my lead. And I'll make us both look good.
Yeah. That's
So
true.
it's the same thing. I believe all women are into dirty talking. They might say no, but that's because they were never with the person. I always say women adjust to men, not the other way around.
I could also see how, because I took it as do women like to talk shit and talk dirty? Some women do, but then I feel like a lot of women don't because they're that shyness. But the way you said it, they like to hear it.
What you're gonna think about them? There's women out there who don't want to moan a certain type of way. Remember episode? You probably don't remember.
So rude. I probably don't, though.
Episode I think 55. The spice up your relationship.
Hell no, I don't remember that.
I think it was season 5.
We're in season 7. You want me to remember season 5?
Okay, episode 55. People need to go back. It might be 50,
I'm gonna go
54. Would you let your partner dress however they want? Or 55. Now is the weed. That's all I remember. I get in my zone when I smoke. So God mode is activated. Beast mode is activated.
Can I get some of that little beast mode juice?
No, you fell for it twice. You gonna fall for a third time? Shit. Look, here's the thing. I said in that episode that she might fucking moan like a fucking hyena. But he likes that shit. She might be like, I don't want to moan a type of way and fucking have him get turned off and kick me the fuck out or put his pants on. So I'm just gonna keep quiet. Now, if there's something in the beginning that's established, like in the BDSM lifestyle and the DS relationship, where the negotiations and the vetting process in the beginning, and y'all talking about your likes and dislikes outside and inside the bedroom, and this man says, could be me, I like moaning, so don't worry about screaming and stuff like that. Just don't be telling me what to do in bed. Pull your hair and choke. I'll do the opposite.
Then Have you ever had a girl say, I hate the way I sound when I'm having sex?
Yes. But
do you still make her? Like, do you still tell her, I don't care, you have to moan?
Yeah. No, I didn't. I never said it like that verbatim. Okay. I said the way you might not like it, I might. So we got trial and error.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? And that was actually a woman I engaged with in the past. And she was moaning. She started moaning like softly to probably test the waters. And then when I was, doing my thing, she just lost herself and just let go. And I didn't hold her accountable for it, and that made her want to keep doing things. You see, because there was
you
no
didn't make fun of her or say anything. Yeah,
there was no
that's important.
resentment or judgment there.
Yeah,
So I
judgment.
always think the good girls are they're constantly
They're
overthinking.
always in their mind. Hell
Yes.
yeah.
So it's like when you give them a safe space to articulate and be free, this is what you
Yeah.
get. Floodgates,
Yes,
the freak.
I agree with that.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So at the end of the day, you know, these women have these desires that are repressed, like I said earlier.
Mhm.
So I said they're all capable of being that way.
Yeah.
You know
I
what I'm saying?
agree.
It's just it's so hard. Like I always say that men have to
Learn.
men have to learn, but they have to just build these skills with the opposite sex. Because the reality is
Gotta
the
keep
woman
practicing.
who is the most popular or who's out there on social media could be the shyest in private.
Mhm. Like in her own life, in her.
Yeah.
That's
And
very
the
true.
woman who is more
It's like
who
they have like the double personality or something like
yes,
that.
the one who values privacy the most is the loudest in
Mhm.
bed, who's the
Mhm.
freakiest, who's the most
Yeah.
adventurous,
That
who's the
could be.
you see what I'm saying? Who is probably giving you ideas
Mhm.
behind closed doors. So that's why I'm saying that that space is the most vulnerable space.
Mhm.
There's nothing around. Some people use social media as an outlet to escape and be something else,
Yes.
like the fucking club.
Yeah.
The
Like,
club is like, hey, no names or
right,
names are
right.
irrelevant. I could be whatever I want to be today.
Yep. That's
Pop
true.
bottles, I feel like a celebrity. Take
Yep.
pictures with a celebrity, I feel like I am one too.
Yep. Yep.
You see, so they could be anything you want. It's just like social media.
Yeah.
So, but when the cameras are off, who are you really?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You gotta look at yourself and say, who the fuck am I? Who the
Yep.
fuck do I want to be? You
Yep.
see?
That's true. Then that's
Yeah,
something hard. That's for another topic though.
yeah.
Wait. So have you had anybody tell you, like when you're talking shit in bed or whatever, please don't, or beforehand, like that discussion you have, I don't like certain words. Have you ever had that?
Yeah.
Oh, really? What word can
So
you
I
share
was
with the
with
class?
most women I engage in are good girls. So what I do is, like, and everybody knows because they watch the BDSM episodes, I have the list.
Mm-hmm.
So I have an inside and outside list. Once I know that it's gonna get the vetting process is done, I'm like, okay, I'm sure I want to engage with them and it's mutual. We want to get intimate. She wants to be claimed. I want to claim her as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now I give her these things.
Okay.
The outside bedroom list. It's a negotiation process.
Okay.
So part of that is words. Like, I'm a shit talker, so what are words that trigger you?
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So as I was going through the process with her, she was like, "Don't call me a slut." I was like, "But
Oh.
what about mine?" If you put mine in there, it's not bad. You
Just
see?
not come
That's
over
it.
here, slut. Come my slut.
Yes. She was like,
She likes that ownership.
she said, "I don't mind, bitch, but if you're angry, don't call me a bitch."
Okay. That's what I was gonna say. I don't think I care what words are said. Or even what phrase.
Voice intonation.
Yes.
All right.
That's what would be for me.
Yes, she was like, don't do certain things physically, but we're talking about words.
Yeah.
So she, that was pretty much it. So I was like, oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
She's like, but anything else, you could call me, but just like, I guess maybe like it's a trigger. She doesn't want to be viewed that way or whatever it is.
Or
So
maybe she had an ex that did that in anger.
did it? Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
You never know.
So I didn't ask. I just was like, all right. Like usually if it's a hard limit and I really, really like it, like let's say erotic asphyxiation, choking.
Okay.
I really like that and it turns me on. If she says she's opposed to it, I want to know why.
Got you.
But if she's like, yo, I don't want to do butt plugs. Okay, I won't ask.
Right.
Because it's not a big deal
For you, right.
for me. It's
Got
a
you.
bonus if we do it. Bonus. It doesn't matter if we don't.
Got
You
you.
see? So it's like don't call me a slut. But I'm like, what about mine? What about my bitch, my slut?
Right,
Come
right.
over here. My hoe, get down on your knees and do your whorish best.
Mm.
Oh, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But as long as you're not call me a slut and I
Right,
just
like in
don't.
an angry way type.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, cool. I won't do it. I didn't ask why. Where does it stem from?
Right,
And
right.
you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So, good girl in the street, but slut and freak for him in private.
I think that's important.
Women. Okay, so good girl specifically. It depends on the man. It depends on the man, because if she loves you and trusts you and feel comfortable, if that's what you're into, she'll be willing to incline and be that. But I don't believe that they really have that in, like, they initially have that in them to do it on their own.
Oh,
Remember,
okay.
remember,
I agree with
a
that.
good girl always must be she must
Right.
always be led.
Right.
She must always be led when you're giving her a comfortable space or giving her commands and instructions how to be on your knees, open wide. You see, she's not initially gonna do that. She might have had sexual partners in the past, 2, 3, and she might be going in, maybe he likes his dick stroked this way. No, you're going too rough and hard. Relax.
Right,
too
right.
fast.
Right.
Niggas like that. You see, she might just initially just, my last 2
Right.
liked it
Do
this
what
way.
she knows what to do.
Yes.
Right.
So she don't she
That's
she might
probably
she
how it
might do
is.
that 1 or 2, not do anything, just waiting for your direction. So if a man is not a leader and not
Right.
comfortable doing it, he's always gonna be viewed as boring. So
Okay.
in a way, a good girl can never get with a submissive guy or a good guy. If
No.
he's a good guy,
I could just imagine how that goes.
if he's a good guy, he also has to be some type of like bad and alpha and dominant also.
He has to have something
He
there.
has to be able to be both.
Yeah, to turn it on
If
and off.
he is just a good guy and she's a good girl, it doesn't work.
Yeah, nothing's gonna happen.
Ye-
Or it'll be a long process.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with that. Selective freaks and sluts. What does that mean, selective? You think that good girls are selective freaks and sluts?
Yes.
I would agree with
So
that.
for example, um she might be just slobbering on your dick. Excuse me. I'm gonna get
Good
vulgar.
Lord and
She
butter.
might just be slobbering on your dick and going crazy on it and shit like that and doing everything that you like. And she's just like,
Excuse me.
she doesn't post like that. She doesn't post memes. She doesn't do any of those things.
That makes sense.
She is legitimately a good girl. Yo, where'd you learn that from? You see what I'm saying? And it's like, now you start wondering, are you really good? But she just has that in her where it's like, yo, I'm so comfortable with you and I trust you so much that I want to be free.
Yeah.
Because maybe she watches porn on a daily.
Yeah.
And
Or the books that
masturbates.
she's reading.
Yes, and masturbates and it's like studying how that girl does it.
Yeah.
So now she practices on you. She's selective.
I definitely I definitely think girls do that. Like watch,
Yeah.
especially good girls that aren't sure, they'll watch the porn. They'll
Yes.
be like, how do I do this? Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna bring you to a memory lane. We might have seen this, whether it was meme or whatever it is. A guy is with his boys. He sees his ex with somebody else, and he's like, "Damn, she never did that with me."
I
You
did see
see?
that. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Different type of men bring out different results in women. She might not have ever been that way with you because you never gave her a safe space,
Right. She was never comfortable with you like
or
that.
led her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Commanded leadership.
Yeah.
So she will never be able to be that private slut with you because you never allowed her to be that way. Maybe if she was into certain things sexually, you said, yo, you're weird. You like to be choked on. We've never done that before. You're weird. You're a slut. You're a slut. You see? So now she's like, damn, he thinks I'm a slut. I'm never gonna say this. I'm never gonna do this. I'm never gonna tell him what I want him to do to me because he thinks of this. You see?
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
That's interesting.
So they're selective freaks. You know, I always believe women in general, and I'm generalizing, are hoes. But it just takes specifically who they want to be hoes for.
Ah, yes.
So all women are hoes. Some men bring it out. Some men, they're only hoes to my man in private, not in public or whatever it is. So it's like,
not for everybody.
Yes, at the end of the day, this is what I mean with selective freaks and sluts. They want to be specifically a freak to you.
Yeah.
You see? Yeah.
Now, do good girls get a rap or stigma of being boring to men, which is why they're not always the first option that men seek? I think that most men, yes, but then you do have that selective few that like the the librarian, the school teacher that like that kind of a look, right? Because they look wholesome. But I do feel like most men, like you said, they'll see that woman and be like, "Oh, she's so attractive, but she looks boring, and I don't want to put too much work in. Let me go for this one right here."
Yeah.
I do agree with that.
So men who are like me, they're more attracted to the good girls. They're more attracted to the women. Oh, she looks like a librarian, teacher, glasses or whatever, because they read more in depth. Like you said, the men who are just jumping for what's in their face, she's all out there, they're lazy in the entirety. Lazy in bed, they want to be in their backs all the time, getting dominated. Hey, fuck me in the ass tonight, get the strap on. They're lazy, and they don't use their brain efficiently. So they're lazy physically, emotionally, spiritually, verbally, mentally. They're lazy in the entirety. That's why they'll go to the quick fix. Versus where the men who are like me will look at the librarian. Man, I could fucking I could turn her out.
Of porn books.
I could turn her out. Maybe he's not saying a hoe for everybody, but he's like, yo, I know she could be special for me. I could turn her out. You see? Because those fucking you putting up a front. You putting you doing it. You got the most desires versus the one that is showing everybody and stuff like that. Those are the men that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You see, those women are actually freakier, and it comes down to this. This is the summary. They're not the one that's the first choice. They're not the one that's probably getting sex like that. They're not the ones that are able to articulate and share. So guess what that does? All of that builds sexual tension.
Frustration. Yep.
Yeah, so she's the horniest. The other women are not. The other women are loose. The other women, and I mean in physically and the entirety. The other women are exposed. They're probably really boring because they're not inclined to doing a lot of shit. Remember, the good girl is probably very submissive. So she might be so into you that she lets you do the butt plug. I never did this before, but
I'll try it
you're the
out.
leader, and I'll try. Whereas the one who's really out there, get the fuck out of here, nigga. You ain't putting that back here. You see?
Maybe because she's tried it already.
You see? So it's like, in a way, she's more boring reality, even though she's showing
more.
She's showing visually that she's not boring and she's out there, but in private, she's really boring. So it means all at the end of the day, entirety, she's really boring. But the one who seems boring is actually more adventurous. Right,
because she's willing to try something.
Yes, you see how I broke it down?
You see, you guys are picking the wrong ones.
Yeah.
All right. So are you the relationship type even when you're single?
Yes.
Okay. What does that mean exactly, though?
That means that, we go back to the good girls having self-discipline personally for them. When you look at yourself in the mirror, who do you see?
Okay.
Your morals, your values, all these things. Okay? So it doesn't take a relationship for me to be loyal to myself and my beliefs and all this other stuff. For example, I know what I possess. I'm not going to wear gray sweatpants and go online and do dances so you could see the imagination. In a relationship or out.
Oh, okay.
Okay? Gotcha. But some men will do it for attention.
Right.
Let's reverse
or like to throw out the line, the fishing line, to really see what they reel in.
Let's reverse to women. Women who are single, who are posting half-naked pictures. Oh, I'm single. But when I'm in a relationship, I'm not like this.
Okay, then yeah, me too.
You see? Yeah. So that's what I mean. So it's like, in a way, it's like you carry yourself in a way of knowing that whether you are in a relationship or not, you have these specific morals and values that when you look at the mirror, you know who you are. And it's like, also like, if I did that, I can't look at myself in the mirror and see the same thing. You see?
I agree.
Like me, it's like if I go out in the street and I'm mean to a homeless person, it's gonna make me feel really bad.
Okay. So now,
because I have that empathy. You know what I'm saying? And now I get sensitive because it's like I know that they're less fortunate than me and I'm still kicking them while they're down. That's just giving you an example.
Yeah, I don't like
So
doing
it's
that
like,
either.
I mean, like certain people in this modern era don't have any morals or values. They're selling their soul for likes, comments, attention,
Followers.
validation, all of that.
Yeah.
You see? Whereas when you're in a relationship, you have these certain morals and you bring them in the relationship. You see what I'm saying? Some people are not loyal to anything.
That's true.
And if they are, it might be one of two things. I'm loyal to the money, whether it's a man or a female. I'm an opportunist. So wherever the money's at, I'm going to go chase it. I don't care what I have to do.
Yeah.
You see?
Sell your soul.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. So it's like, if you're single, you know, that's really important, especially when a man is looking for a woman. So I look for these things also. You don't get a pass because you're single. So you're twerking, showing your ass online and stuff like that, being this way. You don't get a pass. I run away from you fast because
When
it's
you
like,
already see that.
because think about it. If a relationship gonna ground you, the moment you get into an argument, the moment things are going downhill with the relationship, you revert back to that. You see?
All right. If you're single, or when you're single, because you're not single right now, you have your submissives. This is not my bullet. How often do you masturbate?
Oh, I plead the fifth.
You plead the fifth?
Understand this. Understand this. I don't have to have sex every day to have strong relationships.
Okay.
You know, that was different when I was younger. But
Okay.
remember, what a woman is doing for me outside of the bedroom is worth more than that. 15, 20, 30 minutes of lust. And that's if adding foreplay. Most guys don't even know what that is or that means. It's if you're adding foreplay. So it's like, to me, it's like, that's temporary.
Pleasures.
Yes, that's temporary. So it's like, to me, it's like, you know, I don't do that as often as I did. And I always have somebody I could travel, call them, come over, you know. But if I do it myself, you know, could be in the morning, whatever it is, just quit it out. But it's not something every day. Like, I don't even have sex all the time because it's so draining and stuff like that. Men have to be on their purpose. So it's
Wait,
like,
what do you mean?
men have to be on their purpose. These things can deter that, slow you down, drain your energy and stuff like that, and make
having
you
sex, you mean, or masturbating?
all the time,
Got you.
and make you lose your purpose, drain
Your
you.
goal.
Oh, I needed to go to the gym, but since I did, I'm drained. I'm good. You see? So it's like, to me, it's like, it really depends. I might wake up with morning wood every day, but I'm like, you know, there's things I have to do. So my mind, I channel, and it goes down.
How interesting.
You see what I'm saying? Or it's like, man, you know, I'm going to the club with my boys today. I'm not gonna be thirsty. I'll rub one out, so I don't have to be thirsty. You know, you see what I'm saying? So whatever they say,
No, I
jerk
like
off or
that.
whatever it is.
No, I like rub one out. That just sounds so much nicer.
So to me, it's like, it's not something that should be, or neither do I do it every day, because it will make you be lazy, drain you, and all that. When you practice semen retention, you're actually building more things, building more testosterone level,
Stamina.
you're building more stamina. Your brain is, yo, everything. Yo, people don't talk about this, but this is a fact. You know what I'm saying? And when you practice this stuff, it also helps when you have a partner. You're not busting quick.
So it
both
makes
are
it longer. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you're both are actually getting pleasure. So it's all about control.
All right. And the kinkiest or freakiest thing you've ever done, or
And what
let
about
be
you,
done
as
to
far as
you?
masturbating and stuff?
Well,
Single.
I'm gonna say probably once a week,
Mm.
maybe twice a week.
Oh,
It depends.
yeah.
But a lot of times I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna do that tonight, and then I'll get in bed and I'll fall asleep, and I'm like, damn it. I missed my opportunity tonight.
Freakiest thing you ever done or let be done to you. And then that's the last one.
Okay, go.
Yo, we'll be here for 3 hours.
Oh, well,
So
then I
don't-
plead the fifth.
You plead the fifth?
Yeah, I sure do.
You plead the fifth?
Yeah, I do.
You probably had a lot of boring shit. You're not really interesting.
You're mean. All right. You know what? I know that you took psychology in college,
Yeah.
and I know that that's your thing. So I'm just gonna say, I plead the fifth again. I got him back for the thing. I got you back.
You worried about what people think of you. Typical woman. Okay. Freakiest, kinkiest thing I've ever done. Oh man. Okay, nothing's been done to me. Nothing's been done to
That
me.
sucks. I
But
was hoping to
the
hear something.
things that I've done is just like we'll be here for 3 hours.
Well,
I've
okay,
literally
what's the
I'll
freakiest thing
narrow.
you've ever done
Okay.
to somebody?
I
should have got the popcorn ready.
On top of the hood of the car, tied her to a tree in a park.
I read that in your book. I was wondering if
Yeah.
that was
Okay. Two things I
tied to a
haven't done. Two
tree.
things I haven't done on the plane and the elevator. Elevator. The only thing I've done on the elevator was like I leaned over, grabbed the ass, felt the pussy in between. But you can't do much because
No, the
it's quick.
timing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they have cameras now probably. So I'm
Yeah.
worried about those things. So that will probably never happen. But I've did it everywhere.
On a plane, it could happen though, just not the elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kinkiest,
I never did on a plane
kinkiest
either.
thing. Yo, we talking about BDSM. That is the norm for me. So
He's like, my middle name is Kinky.
Yeah. So what's freaky for people is normal to me. What's freaky for me is like, oh my gosh, I want to try that, or oh my god, that's so crazy. But I want to try that though. You see? So that's what I mean. In the rain, like driving on the highway while, man, there's so much. I have so much stories, but like I said, we'll be here forever.
Yeah.
All right. So final thoughts.
Final thoughts on Good Girls, Dirty Minds. You know what? I think every girl starts off good, and it just depends on where her journey takes her. And just because she's not the typical good girl now doesn't mean that she's, a bad girl. And as far, dirty minds, we all have them. All, women, men, we all have them. It just depends on how comfortable you are with yourself to let it just run wild. And there's nothing wrong with that.
So just because she's a good girl now doesn't mean she's bad?
Huh?
Doesn't mean she's a good girl now doesn't mean she's bad?
No, I mean, if she's a good girl now, but she has maybe stepped out from certain things that when she was younger, a good girl, like let's say, she has sex now or whatever. It doesn't mean that she doesn't still carry her like certain things like values and morals still with her just because she's now having sex with people. Does that make sense?
Just because she's not having sex with people or she is?
If she is.
Different people?
Man, listen, you said this was my final thoughts.
Okay.
Are we having discussions?
Well, I just want to tell you what the truth is.
Okay, tell me the truth.
The truth is if it's different people, she's no
Not
longer...
at the same time.
What? What is it?
Like if she has a boyfriend and she has sex with her boyfriends.
Boyfriends, plural.
Not at the same time. Like let's say she has a boyfriend for a year and a half or whatever, they break up. And now, she meets somebody else and now that's her boyfriend after getting to know each other 6 months. She's having sex with him. Like, and let's say they break up in another 6 months.
6 months is appropriate. If she broke up with her boyfriend of 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is, and she meets a guy tomorrow and sleeps with him, she's not a good girl.
Right, but that's not her boyfriend though. If she meets him tomorrow and have sex.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like she will still have those values and morals that she had maybe when she was more of a good girl. You know what I mean? Those core values will always still be there. So it will carry her throughout. She will have those good girl core values still with her, is what I'm saying.
Yes. So here's my final thoughts. Because I'm gonna piggyback off that.
Oh, okay, good.
Good girls, good girls will only revert back to good girls if men are reinforcing it. If men are not reinforcing good girls and valuing good girls, they're valuing the trash bags, the sexually liberated hoes, the fucking fake ass feminists, hardcore. They're not the real ones, the fake ones. You know what I'm saying? Post their ass online and talk about that's women empowerment. Fake. Feminists. Them. If this stuff is being glorified, if these men are gravitating towards the hoes and wanting to marry the hoes, this is what I mean. You see? Niggas are lying out here when they're talking about they want good women.
That's
okay,
true.
because you have to take everything that comes with that and be willing to train stuff where she's being a specific way for you. A lot of men don't know how to do this.
Yeah, I agree.
So the reality is, you know, if we want more good girls, if we want more wives, right? Traditional women, men have to reinforce this because men are more powerful. Men start revolutions and conquer wars. Men have powers beyond their understanding, but they don't know how to tap into their DNA.
Yeah.
We're gods with amnesia. So it's like if we come together, alpha organized alpha males come together and start putting these standards like, yo, this is what I really want, and holding yourself accountable.
Yeah.
Not saying, yo, I really want good girls, but in private, I'm fucking hoes and paying prostitutes. You see? And shaming women for practicing celibacy. And shaming women for not giving you the pussy the first day. You see? You can't, you're hypocrites. I'm talking about.
I was just about to say that. Hypocrites.
Like, if you really want good girls, then the reality is men have to be more dominant and they have to enforce these things. They have to reinforce these things. And women will be inclined to do it because half of the shit that women do, they do it for men.
Yeah.
So the reality is, if niggas are out here like, yes, do that cucumber thing. Yes, show your ass. Yes. And they're valuing these women. Guess what a lot of other women are going to do? Follow.
Yeah.
Yes. Because they're seeing these guys who look like alpha males in the outward appearance, but beta mentality and beta energy and thirsty, right? Patronizing these women, OnlyFans and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
They're like, well, I want the physical alpha. This is what they like. But a lot of women don't really know these definitions.
Yeah.
They don't really know what a real man is or what a real king wants or chases. You see?
Yep.
So the reality is, we want all this because this has been a stigma of boring. This has been a stigma of, oh, they're not exciting, they're not this, they're not that. You see? But if we want this stuff, the men have to step up and have to show women, well, yo, this is the standard of women. And this is what every other woman needs to follow.
Yeah. I agree.
And that's what will change. But if we have all these things, musical artists, female musical artists, television shows, social contracts, social media, all this shit is influential for women because even the strongest minded of a woman can be influenced. So when a man gets in a relationship with a woman, he has to train all these bad habits out of her.
Right. He has to be the most influential then.
Yes. But our men are not willing to do this.
That's right.
So this is what it comes down to. All right. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, you were tuned into Discipline Therapy Podcast. Peace.